Well, happy Christmas 2023 to everybody. It is Christmas Day here. Well, Christmas night actually. Hope everyone had a joyous Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. And let's see. So what I have here is a Heathkit VTVM. It's model IM-18. Had this sitting on a shelf for quite some time. I never really tore into it. I think actually I had posted it for sale. It came, went to an estate years ago where a fellow I know that was a ham passed away, and I got pretty much all this stuff that was just sitting around and brought it home. I think I did take it apart just to make sure there was no battery in it, but I can't guarantee that. So let me get a screwdriver and we'll proceed. Alright, screwdriver in hand. Let's see, serial number looks like it's 15632. And I can see some surface rust around that. And a little bit of rust on these screws there. Yep, there we go. Alright, there is no battery inside. I'm hoping you can still see what I'm looking at. Here's the battery spring, which I do see a little bit of bluing on it, so I'm thinking that must have got it. And the battery actually backs straight up against this here, I'd imagine. So that may explain what this rust is from. That was probably some acid egress. Let's see. Just looking to see what we can see here. Bunch of precision resistors. Now, if this was a kit, so far it looks like it was done pretty nice. I can see an old fingerprint here. The cord, it feels okay. A little bit, maybe a little bit on the brittle side. Let's see, it's got two vacuum tubes in place. A 6AL5 and a maybe 12AU7 AE. I can't, and it looks like the writing's coming off this tube here, so you know how that is. One of them you go to wipe down, and that's what'll happen. See an old 16 microfarad capacitor here, which undoubtedly will need replaced. No selenium diode. Looks like they're using a regular diode there. I can see a wire through here, and I don't know what the story is. I don't know if you can see that in there. But it looks like it was a covering on this wire, and there's a bunch of wire sticking through it. Like it. Oh, I can see. Looks like maybe somebody burned it with a soldering iron, or it could have been from a leaky battery. Who knows? So that will need to be addressed. A couple of little marks down here from the soldering iron. Nothing too bad. I'll get every noise in the world going on again. That's the water pump. The other noise you hear, the humming behind you, is the furnace. And then there's people walking around upstairs. And then there's the bird beating on his cage. So yeah, there's a lot of noise going on up there. Looks like maybe this had an indicator light, which I like because the ICOs don't have an indicator light. And I don't think that other Heathkit maybe I have doesn't have one. No, it's the ICO. And I know I hate when I have it turned on because I'm not always sure if I have it turned off, so I end up unplugging it. And there's another capacitor down inside here too, which will need to be replaced. So I don't know if this wiring all needs to be bundled in that case. It doesn't seem to be a shield or anything, but probably just to neaten things up, make them look a little neater. I'm going to let's see. The cover seems to have a crack right there. Not the cover, the lens over the meter seems to have a crack there. These adjustments, I don't know if they're supposed to be like that or if there was a little knob that fit on them. I'll have to look that up and see, but there's certainly not a knob on it now. I noticed one thing, the possibly looks like this light bulb wouldn't be aligned. There's a piece of red tape that goes over the case, and then there's a hole drilled through the case, I guess to give it that a little bit of a red sheen, but the hole's way up here, maybe a 1/4 inch above the or maybe 1/8 of an inch above the light bulb. I don't know how far down that hole goes. I moved the light a little bit closer so we can see what's going on, maybe. And now you can probably see the wiring that I was concerned with right in there. Maybe if I turn it like that, you can see it. I'll zoom on in. There's that. I wonder how much difference it makes. I always say that sometimes when you try to light things up, the camera compensates too much. Let me pull that up higher again. All in all, doesn't look too bad. I don't know if there should be a bracket between here and here. Let's see if I'll back out a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about here. I don't know if there should be a bracket between here and here. I see there's one here and here, but that might just be because the transformer's on that side making it heavier. So let me go get a, oh yeah, you can see inside here some acid damage. Either that or they had to sit in salt water. And I can see a spark up here. Something definitely shorted up there. Maybe, I don't know if you can see that up there. Back that up and turn you a little bit more. You can see right up in here. Definitely a little bit of spark action. But there's nothing here on the meter, so I wonder if you know what that appears to be possibly is the spot weld, or they have the back of the case welded. Alright, so first let me unfurl this. Oh, and I'll pull it through here. I believe it should fit right through the back. There we go, here we go. Alright, so there you have it. Little rubber grommets on the bottom are hard as little rocks. Maybe they're supposed to be, because the inside here feels a little more pliable, but the bottom is definitely hard. Alright, we'll move him out of the way for now. And put that spring in there with that. Move that out of the way. Let me go get the old isolation transformer and variac. Alright, so if you haven't seen this a million times already on everybody else's channel, including mine, generally what happens is this guy right here is plugged into an isolation transformer, or if you don't feel the need to isolate, you could plug right into the mains. And then coming out of it, it goes through these light bulbs, but in series is your AC supply for this. So should there be a short, instead of you frying something inside here, the lights will light up very bright. That'll give you the indication that there's a short. Typically they will come on a little bit. You'll see them probably come on, then they'll go off. And then here, that's just a power meter that you can get them anywhere and just plug them into your outlet. The only problem is they don't usually start to come on till about 90 volts or so. So you'll see that we're not going to get much of a reading for that. But we're going to turn it on, and when I have it through limit, that means it goes through the series of these light bulbs. If I put no limit, it bypasses the light bulb and then it's just hooked up like a regular outlet. Of course, it still goes through the variac where I can turn it up and down. Okay, so let's press forward. I'm going to turn this off because things should be lighting up a little bit. We're going to look for the red indicator light maybe to come on this, or something to happen. I don't know. If it doesn't, we'll spin it around and look at the vacuum tubes. In fact, that might be probably the better thing to do right now anyhow. Here's the vacuum tubes here. Here's the indicator up top. So I'm going to turn this on. Oops. Sorry, it doesn't really make that noise. That was just me trying to add some excitement. Will it start? First off, let's see. We better turn this on. Probably any setting other than off would be fine. Alright, so now let's bring it up. I'm at 30% on the variac. I don't know if it's percent, but it goes 0 to 100. So I'm going to go with a percent. I'm going to call it percent. Alright, 50. I don't see the light bulbs coming on. I don't see anything happen. It's kind of scary. You are plugged in, yeah. Let's keep going. Up. That's starting to indicate something. I can see a tube lighting up red in there. Can't see anything coming from the indicator light. Let's go up a little bit more. 70 up here. And let's go a little bit more. My lights aren't coming on, so that's kind of telling me that there's not a short. I can see the vacuum tubes are pretty much getting pretty bright. Let's go a little higher. Let's see what our voltage is. Function, that's kilowatt. Here's our voltage, 111 volts. Around here I usually get about 117, somewhere in that area. I can see that my light's not coming on, which that's probably just a light bulb issue, maybe. I don't know. 112, 117.8, 118. We'll leave it right at that. I want to spin this around, but I just wanted to make sure that nothing was hot on it. All right. So let's see. Can you see it? Let's look for the zero adjust. We'll try and adjust these. Oh, this is the ohms adjust. I guess I'll need to short the terminal for this. Zero adjust. Let's move it to DC or AC. Anything C. Right. I'm getting nothing with the zero adjust. Let me look at one thing I did notice is the mechanical 0 possibly is off. I just want to see if that'll even adjust. That's this guy right here. Well, it gets really hard to turn, so I'm not even going to force it. So we may have a problem with the meter itself. Yeah, I don't want to force it. Let me. See it. The meter seems to be moving. Not like it's pinned on or anything. This knob does absolutely nothing. And we know that the resistance knob's not going to work because, well, not the knob, but the resistance isn't going to work because I don't have a battery in there. So, very interesting. And like I said, our front light's not working. Well, alrighty. You'll see the screws for the meter are really loose. So probably somebody had it out at some point. I can't see if this tube's lit up. Being very careful where I place my fingers. That tube feels warm, so the other one I can see is lit up. Let's see if the on-off switch works. There's the off switch, and immediately the vacuum tubes go dark, the one I can see the heater in. And back on there, there's that one. All right, well. All right, so over here, new addition here. Here's a voltmeter I put on across the meter, the installed meter in this unit. Let's just see. All right, it's showing a change. So we're going to spin it around. Alright, so now we can see, with a little bit of luck, you can see both that, and that's showing 7.79 volts, and it's going all the way up to 50 or 0.50 minus 0.50 and then up to 7.9. This is not moving. So I think we have a problem with the meter itself. Shut this guy off. Shut that off. I'll leave that here. Alright. I will unplug this. It didn't make that noise really. That was just me. Alright. And what do we got to do to get the meter out of there? Well, first thing we're going to need to do is take these, there's 4 screws around here, and that'll take the meter cover off. Let's see if I can get to those easily. Well, I can tell you I know I can get to the top one of them easily. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so far I took the 2 meter bolts out, and they're back in here, 2 nuts for the meter, and then the bolt nut assembly here, and now this whole circuit board is moving around freely, so I should be able to get the rest. A couple things I did notice is that the light bulb would not have lined up with the tape. It was way low, so this piece of tape, I'll probably take it off anyhow. I have the light bulbs inside there. I don't even know if it works. I guess I could ohm test it. I'm trying to shove it outside of this right now. And then I can reposition it. It looks like it's soldered on there. I'll just have to reposition it. Let me check here. We'll go into ohm mode. Make sure that they work. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? No. Oh yeah, you can see. Yeah. I mean, ohming a light bulb is not that exciting. Let's see. Alright, well, the light bulb still works. So it's very possible it wasn't screwed in all the way, because this sleeve that they had on there is very tight. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to leave this sleeve off for now. It'll just be in our way. Now there's 4 nuts around the perimeter of the meter that I have to take off. 2 of them I can get to pretty easily. Maybe. The other 2 might be a little bit tougher. So just so you're not staring at me in the back of my hand, I'm going to pause this while there's 1 nut. If they all came off that easy, it'd be, you know, it'd be working. There's 2 nuts. Alright. Put that in there. This definitely got a little bit of arcing on it too from something. Maybe the underside of the transformer, I don't know. Oops, there goes 2 of the nuts. And this one here has a lock washer that we'll have to deal with later. That nut bite might be a little tricky. I'm going to pull the tubes out because I don't want them getting banged around too much. Well, this one doesn't want to come out. Come on in there, vacuum tube. You can do it. There was 1. You go over there. There's the other. You go next to your brother over there. There we go. Still isn't going to be a picnic to get these out of here. go. I want to get that one off. Slowly but surely. Still can't get the lock washer. Let me get. There's the lock washer. So far, only one lock washer looks like. This one over here might be a little more of a chore. That noise is the bird. Instead of talking, he's mad because he's probably covered up and he wants some food. So he's rattling his food bowl. Oh, it sounds like somebody's throwing some food to him. No, maybe that's something else. But that's what it sounds like. So I'm going to go up in a second and give him some food. And then we'll probably revert back to the whistles and the gabbing and I'm getting this bolt off. Okay, I got the bolt off. So here goes the moment we've all been waiting for. Here is the meter. Got an insulator there, an insulator there. I'm going to pop the front cover off and see why the mechanical zero wasn't working. So the front cover just snaps around the back cover. At least it can get to be a little old and brittle. I don't want anything to break. So I'm really trying to take my time with it. Let's see, looks like we had the one side off. Here we go. See the meter's bent a little bit there. I see a thumbprint there. The mechanical zero works, as you can see. Alright, so let me take a look at this. This is the meter glass. It's real tight. Mechanical zero is real tight, just the meter itself. There we go. Probably some dirt or something in there. I'll clean it off before I put it back on, but that should be fine. I don't want to take it on and off too many times, but all that dirt's actually on the outside, but while I have the inside off, I'll clean it. I'm not going to do anything with that. Obviously, maybe try and clean the fingerprints off down there on the side and down there. I don't want to get too close to the graduation markings because they may come off. So while we have this out, let's see if we can untest it. Come on, look at all these darn thingies here. So let's check our meter first on ohm test. Let's just see what kind of voltage it puts out. We'll go in a 2 volt range. DC. Let's look at it. I don't know if you can see the meter over there. I'm gonna sneeze, I think. Excuse me. Let's see. So. One. Two. Come on, stay together. Stay together. All right. So it looks like it puts on about, a quarter of a volt. So here we go. I'm going to put on ohms back here, just see what happens. So I'm showing over limits on ohms, and I'm hooked to the back here. I know I have plus minus backwards, but it doesn't matter. Something tells me there is a problem with this meter. Alright, let's see what's involved with taking this meter out of here. You can go over here with all that stuff. You can get out of our way. I don't need this meter right now. Get this little stuff out of here. I don't know if I need the computer or not, but I'll get it turned on. Let's see. So. I'm trying to remember to keep the meter here. I'll put that little red piece there. So there's some little screws in here. There's one. Well, I didn't like that. Everything's loose on this meter, so I have a feeling that it's been scrutinized before. That's the bird up there gabbing away, making all those weird noises. That's not good. Let's see. Take this off. Alright, so what you're looking at here is the broken wire. You can see the coil where it wraps around, and right there's the little pieces broke off, and if you look carefully underneath where the arm goes, right there you can see the other end. That's the broken part. So it's going to be kind of impossible to fix that. I actually did once a long time ago on an ICO. I tore it all apart and put it back together, and I'm really not sure about the accuracy or how well it was managed. Plus, I don't know what caused that or what else I'll find that could possibly be broken. If it overheated, it's probably going to be burned in more than one spot than just that. So I think I have to say there's not a lot we can do here. But what I'm trying right now is I actually imported a video from one of those little microscopes that I have, and I'm also going to add this this voice editing in after the fact. So I'm using a headset, so hopefully the audio will work out okay. But anyhow, that's where we're at, so you can just enjoy the rest of this. Well, the good news, that works. But the bad news is, I guess it's going to go on a shelf and live its life there until I can decide what to do with this. So, well, thanks for watching, and say goodnight to the, what is it, the Heath Company, Heathkit VTVM. Alrighty, well, I'll put it back together, and I guess it'll just have to be on standby. I could tell somebody had it all apart, had fingerprints and everything, but hey, thanks for watching.